I'm back refilling again. I find this to be just the greatest exercise in keeping my pantry under control, to continually monitor what's going on in there. I had some of these teas that I had put in a few weeks ago, and I really am enjoying them. And the boxes are kind of clogging up part of the pantry, so I'm going to refill these because I think they can tolerate a few more envelopes in there. Might be able to get all of them in there. These are really nice. I love tea, but I can only have caffeine in the morning, so I'm always looking for something good for the evening. I might be able to fit these all in here with a little bit of persuasion. Well, that was great. 2 of them got filled just about to the top. Well, I love my morning tea, and I'm about 2/3, maybe 3/4 done with this tea I got at Grocery Outlet. It was a black tea, and it's pretty good. But my favorite is really the Twinings, I don't know what you call it. I do love this brand. I found it to be very expensive, though, at the local grocery store, so ended up buying this instead. However, I am going to bring these to the top and fill the bottom with the English breakfast tea here, and then I will have, again, another one less box on my pantry and in here ready to go. I'm going to start by taking out these teas that are at the bottom, and I'll put them at the top. As you can see, I'm a little crowded today. I've got the dehydrator going and some rice going for dinner later. So it's all good. Just getting my meals set up. And then I'm going to put these red ones at the bottom. Let's see how many I can get in. Hopefully all of them. There are 50. We'll see. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I could not get all of the English breakfast teas in there. I still have some in the box. I was looking in the pantry, and I still have one of these boxes left, and of course what was left over in the English breakfast tea. So I'm just going to put them all into this small container, plastic container, and this will be a lot easier for me to slide into the pantry instead of these 2 boxes. And then when it's time to refill, they'll be right there. Instead of opening up a bunch of boxes, I can just open this box up and be done with it. I really like doing this. As I said, not only does it help me see what's in my pantry, but I also can consolidate and make room and make space. So that's going to slide in right on top of another one like it, and I've got it at the ready. Doing this made me think of the last 2 boxes of tea I have in the pantry there that are not in a container, and this chamomile and chai black. I like them both, but they are not individually wrapped. So if I have a situation like that, what I do is I take them out of the box, and I put them in separate baggies, and then I put them in my herbal tea box. Well, this was a pleasant surprise on both ends. The chamomile tea is indeed individually wrapped. So I'm just going to take it and put it in this herbal tea container and get rid of a box. And the chai tea came in its own little bag. So I took off a part of the box so I know what it is. I'm going to rubber band it and put it in here with my herbal teas. And I'm ready to put this on the shelf. Well, here's what I had on my pantry shelves. Isn't that a mess? Takes up so much room. And here's what I have. I already have space for it. The larger container was there. I'll just put the smaller container on top and it slides in. And good to go whenever I want tea. Here we are with cereal again. These corn biscuits. They're kind of like corn checks, I think, a generic type. So I'm going to again try to fit it into this iced tea container, and I'm probably going to have too much, so I have a second container to put them in. Let's see what happens. Yep, a little too much for this container, but that's okay. I have the second one. And let's fill this one up too. Oh, it's very close. Right to the top there. And here they are, both labeled and ready to go in the cabinet. Well, I'm a big snack fan, and I decided this time to go savory a little bit. So I was at Grocery Outlet, and I got this huge container of nuts. I think it was for $12. It's a lifetime of nuts here, but I'm delighted with it. I'm not going to be transferring this to another container because it's already in a container, but I did want to have some nuts available. So I thought we could just open it and look at it. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of peanuts, but I really love peanuts. Oh, that looks yummy. Check it out. I also love pretzels. I have a big jar here that I'm going to try to fit them into, and if they don't fit, I have an extra jar. Well, just about all of it fit. There was no pleasing those pretzels though, with the funnel, without the funnel. There was a lot of leftover. So I'm not going to need the second one, the second little jar, but I'm going to put the rest of these in a very small jar. I have some cashews that I got at Grocery Outlet also. I tend to not eat these so much as a snack, but I do like to put them over if I've made a stir fry or curry or something. It just, I don't know, gives it a nice crunch. So these are staying in this container. Finally, I went away for a few days and needed some snacks with me, so I got some hummus. I'd had some hummus in the freezer. I'd gotten an amazing deal on it, a dollar for 10. So I'd froze them and they came out great, and when I defrosted. But I wanted something to eat them with, so I I purchased some of these pita chips. They're so good. I also had cucumber slices and celery sticks, but it's nice to have some crackers too. So I have some left over, and I think they're all going to fit in this container. Let's see if I'm right. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to use the that funnel because the sizes of these are too unusual. So I'm just going to put them in by hand and hope for the best. I love these things. They're a little bit addictive though. They go well with dips. I think I might be okay. Some at the bottom are kind of broken, but that's okay. I really feel between this, the nuts, and the pretzels, I will be set for my savory snacks for a while. Anyway, I have a little bit left. Oh, it's perfect. There we go. Do you prefer savory or sweet snacks, or does it just depend? I kind of like them both. I have a small refrigerator and a small vegetable drawer, but I'm going to put, I clean it out, and I always put an old towel, like an old cotton towel at the bottom, and then I'm just going to put my veggies in here. I usually put like greens in here and carrots and single items I want to finish up that might get lost in the refrigerator. So I've got some romaine. I've got a bag. I just got some cabbage, and I have some cabbage that I already started. I've been making some awesome stir fries with rice. Today I'm having spaghetti though. I have one zucchini left. I'm going to stick that in here, and one sweet potato. If I open it up and I see stuff is in there, it is helpful to me to get it done. I have a yellow zucchini. I'm probably going to fry those up, or put them in the, bread them and put them in that convection oven. And I have my ginger from my Asian shopping spree there, Asian market shopping spree. And I really like to keep my carrots in here so they're easy to grab. So I'm just going to take them out of the bag and go like this. And there they are. I'm also going to throw my garlic in here. I think it's a little humid in the kitchen because these are beginning to sprout, which is fine. If they sprout too much, then I can just use them in the garden, right? These are really good garlics. Oh my goodness. I have a whole garden here. Probably should have put them in earlier. There we go. Those are already beginning to shed their skins, which make a mess, but that's life. I'll pick them out. So there we are. I like having all this stuff kind of eye view, eagle eye view. I can see what I have, what I don't have, especially of the single items. I can pull them out and finish them up. I have quite a bit of celery. I love celery. It's wonderful in stir fries. So what works best here, I'm going to have to adjust that, is to wrap it up in foil, and it will keep literally for weeks, if not months. I have quite a few onions. I love onions, but if they're in the refrigerator, there's no room for anything else. And if I keep them in the kitchen too long, they start to sprout. I do have a pile of potatoes, but evidently you can't put potatoes and onions together because they will sprout even more. So I'm going to put them in these mesh bags, like this one. I have a couple of them, and I'm just going to have to find a place to put them. I do go through these pretty fast, but I want to conserve and preserve those that I have here. So what better place for the onions than this big old Tupperware bowl I got at the dump some time ago. You can actually buy lids for these, fitting lids. I saw them on eBay, but I'm just going to leave it open like this, and it'll be a good place to put them. And I'll have to find a place now to set this. I have a bunch of apples I've gone through, some from the tree, some purchased. So I'm going to be making apple pie in the next week or two, and whatever doesn't go into the pie, I'm definitely going to be dehydrating. So I went through these. Some of them weren't good. The ones I picked from the tree were great, but some had fallen from the tree, and then their leaves a bruise, and then it never really recovers. So I'm hoping I can get all of these in here. If not, I have a second container. There we go. I'll probably have to use the second container. But these should be gone in the next week or so between the dehydrating and pie making. Finally, I have some citrus here, some lemons and an orange, and I'm just going to dump them into this. That's stuck in that bag. No, that's perfect. And now that they're liberated from the bag, they will be within easy reach. While I was cleaning out the citrus and the apples, I found some more onions back there. So now they're all together in a big bowl and within arm's reach. In cleaning up my pantry about 2 weeks ago, I realized I had some pasta sauces I wanted to finish, and along with that, some pasta. So I opened up this thin spaghetti. It's a great spaghetti. My favorite is actually angel hair. Regular spaghetti is just so thick it takes weeks to cook. So I was feeling a little lazy, so I opened this up, and now what I'm going to do is crack it into pieces and put it in this mason jar. I know there are some purists who like to have the pasta long and all that, but I just can't eat it that way, and I can't store it that way, so I'm just going to have to not be a purist. A tight fit, but it all fit, and that's all that matters going up on the pantry. I'm a little more than halfway through my rice here in the quart-sized jar. I had several types of rice here earlier, some brown rice, and I think I have wild rice. So I'm really trying to consolidate the rice to have like 1 or 2 rices. I finished up my brown rice after I did my pantry fill up and saw what was going on there, and I got a huge container of white rice. So this is just a godsend. So I'm going to be filling this with the white rice. When this big container gets low, I'm going to put it in like one of those big half-gallon jars. But right now it's okay here. I just love rice. I know I just did some pasta, but that's probably the first pasta I've eaten in like a year. I don't eat pasta as much as I eat rice. I like to put these bay leaves in here. These are from my trees. They are California bay, not Laurel bay, but they do the same thing, keep mites and pests out. We're going to be performing a magic trick right now. I have a small amount of almonds here, maybe 2 more salads in them, and the jar is way too big. So I'm going to put them in one of these little spice containers that I've cleaned out. I've made a funnel out of a paper towel, so we'll see how that works. Just slowly, slowly. Once you start consolidating, it is so annoying to see stuff just in jars that are too large. Oh, it's going pretty good. Might actually fit. I'm telling you, there is success. Check it out. I have a little bit of a snack crisis here. I do have room in my snack container for a little bit more. I have some leftovers from Christmas, some of these Oreo cookies and some Butterfingers and stuff like that. But I got these Kisses. Some are peppermint and some are chocolate, and the peppermint have such a smell that they have made everything smell like peppermint. So I don't want, you know, I'll go through these snacks first, but I don't want them to go into my snack container, my regular snack container, because it is just going to make everything smell like peppermint. So this is going to stay in this oversized container here, and then I'm going to clean it out when these are all gone, and then we'll be back to business as usual. I'm feeling really triumphant right now with this. A few weeks ago I had this almost filled to the top. It's panko, and I had this panko on my pantry shelf, as well as the flavored breadcrumbs or seasoned breadcrumbs from Walmart and or Dollar Tree. And I just was not using this because I love that seasoned stuff so much. So I decided I was going to use it. I've been seasoning it with this Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning that I got at Walmart. And it's really, really good. I add some to this and I end up having it seasoned, but I still don't need two different types. So this big jar is now too big. So I'm going to put it in this smaller, let me get that under the camera, this smaller jar. I hate these labels. I have to sit down with the goof off at some point and clean all my cans or jars off with these labels and glue. It's just aggravating. I've been needing to replenish my flour. It's completely out. I haven't been doing too much baking in the sense of cookies, or I should say from scratch baking. I've been using mainly mixes for brownies and all that, and that's been an incredible blessing because I already had those mixes here at the house, and it saved me from having to buy sugar and all sorts of raw ingredients that were real expensive. But I do like to make my own pie crust. I made a lot of pies this holiday season, and more are coming. So I've completely depleted my white flour, and I'm pretty much close to depleting my wheat flour as well. So let's get started with this. I'm a little nervous about pouring this in. There's probably about 5 pounds in here, and I don't know if they're gonna all fit in here. It'd be great if it did. I store my flour in the freezer. I get like 10-pound bags, and I don't eat that much stuff that has flour in it. Like I'll have pasta every once in a while, or bread. I find my digestive system just cannot handle it, but I do love it. So if I keep this in the freezer, then I can make it last a long time, you know. Or you can put bay leaves in it, which I probably will do with this too. Let's see how this does. I don't think I'm going to finish this bag, but I'm certainly going to make a dent in it. There we go. And speaking of bay leaves, I think I will put 1 or 2 on the top here. I grow this on the property, lots and lots of bay trees. Some of the bay is edible, the laurel bay, it's for cooking, and the California bay, which is what these leaves are. You can use them for cooking, but I talked to the person who owns the nursery in town, and she said that you can eat these, but in moderation, not all the time. So I have 2. I have a small one for the cooking bay, and then these bigger ones which grow naturally, which are so handy for putting in things like this, flour, rice, whatever. And here's the whole wheat flour. My bag got a hole in it, so as soon as I pour this out, I'm just going to cut this part off and fold it up. It's been in a plastic bag in the freezer. There you go. I got it at Grocery Outlet. Oops. I find sometimes some really good deals. This King Arthur flour is really expensive, but at Grocery Outlet, not so much. And if I keep it in the freezer, then it's good forever, right? There we go. And I'm going to put a couple more bay leaves in this. I love having these trees. They smell really good when you go outside, especially when the weather is hot. Releases the oils or something. Oh, they smell good right now. Well, that's it for the year of refilling and reorganizing the pantry. I find when I do this on a regular basis, I know exactly what I have too much of, what I have too little of it. It helps me with my grocery shopping and with my cooking. So it gives me both frugality and abundance. Hoping your upcoming year is abundant and happy and everything you want it to be and more. Thank you so much for watching.